Hi guys, this is Sapphire, and this video is, would you rather be the person that's being talked about or the miserable bitch that's doing the talking? Now, before we get into it, let me tell you this is not, and I'm going to say it 1, 2, 3 times, this is not a video throwing shade. This is only about getting into the mindset of who you are and understanding the people that are doing the talking or the people that are trying to tear you down. Okay? So let's get into it. Now, understand that the person who's doing the talking probably comes from this place of stagnancy. They probably are someone who don't know how to get out of where they are. They're probably looking at you coming in with your big light and your big ideas and your big mindset, and they're probably in awe. Like, honestly, they're in awe, and they don't know how you have been this person who have been down and have been through so much, and you've put yourself back together. Like, you've been through hell, right? You've been through hell, and you're coming out of hell with a big smile, and you're carrying buckets of water for people who are on fire. Right? How the fuck she do that? What? The things that you've been through has taken somebody else out. The pain that you have suffered, somebody else is still going through. Somebody else is still hurting from. Somebody else does not know how to heal. And the hard thing for me to understand is there are people who don't want to heal, because if you heal from this pain, you don't know who you are outside of it. You have to learn yourself all over again. You have to learn how to live outside of being hurt, outside of being neglected, outside of being abandoned and abused. Like, that's, I don't know, for some people that's hard, that's scary, that's, just fearful in itself, and that's enough for me to stay in my box and just look at you trying to be, somebody else, and I'd rather just sit here and laugh at you. I'd rather make a mockery of your attempts at life if I was that person. That's the mindset of somebody who is miserable. That's the mindset of somebody who is tearing you down. There has to be a sense of ignorance there. There has to be a sense of ignorance, and I say it because that person does not understand karma. They don't have an understanding that you not only dig a ditch for, you attempt to dig a ditch for that person, but you dig a ditch definitely for yourself. And karma is not something that can be contained. So it doesn't mean that it only comes in a box for you. Just because you're the person who said it, it's only going to hit you. No. It might hit your kids. It might hit your grandkids. It might hit your husband, your wife. It will hit whoever it's supposed to, and whoever it's going to hit, because that's what karma does. People say that karma is a bitch. No, boo. No. Karma is the biggest and the best mirror there is. So while that person is opening their mouths and trying to dig ditches for you, they are bringing this thing upon themselves 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. Upon their life, upon their car, upon their husband, upon their children, upon their grandchildren, upon their health. And you know your health is all you have. So boo, you should probably zip it. Close your mouth before you take yourself out. I need you to understand that you are something amazing, because even though people are talking, people are not just running their mouths about anybody. Everybody's not worth talking about. Everybody is not worth taking free residence in your brain, in their brain. Everybody's not worth that. You are someone special. You are something special. Nobody is worth just talking about, okay? Nobody has survived as much as you survived, and they still have a smile on their face. They are still trying to help people. They are still trying to be there for people. They are still looking for ways to better themselves. They are still speaking love. They are still speaking light. They are not, not folding under pressure. They're turning the page on those chapters of hurt and abandonment and fears and pain and finding new ways to go on. You are somebody worth talking about. So I'm doing this video in hopes that you understand exactly who you are. Who you are. Because I understand what it's like to be talked about. I understand the pain of trying to be your best and put your best foot forward or whatever, and finding a path that is not conventional. Finding a path that maybe the people in my family were afraid to go down because it's alienating and it's lonely. But when you find people who are in your same vibration, when you find people who understand what it is that you are doing, when you find people who love you unconditionally, you're able to see with open eyes and a clear mind that this is not right. And that's why you're being talked about. Because the thing that you were accepting of before or whatever, you're no longer accepting of now. And so instead of them trying to understand, okay, where you're coming from, it's very much so easy for them to just sit where they are and accept where they are and find people who are just as miserable or ignorant or someone who doesn't even want to, they're too afraid to get outside of that box. They'd rather just go with the flow and suck it up and numb themselves than to go down that path you went down. Because baby, not everybody makes it down this path, okay? Let me tell you, we make it look good, but baby, there are fire and brimstones coming off of my butt. But I would rather be the person to help someone else. I'd rather be the person to be a role model for my kid because she's looking up to me. We have kids that are looking up to us that need to understand this is unconventional. I don't see anybody doing this. Can you help me? We need to be able to give our kids wisdom. And when they come to this point to where everybody, it seems like the world is against them, they need to be able to stand in there knowing that they are more than conquerors. That this is just a passing phase. That if they are not for you, if this person is not for you, who fucking cares, baby? Who cares? Is this your truth? Stand in it. Stand in it with everything that you got and speak your truth. And that is more important than going with whatever society thinks is right. Because a lot of times society is not on our side. It's not on the side of the peacekeeper. It's not on the side of the person who's trying to do the right thing. So you know what? I'd rather be the person who is yelling how wrong it is than to just go with the flow. And people like me are raising kids that are just like that. And we need to be their role models. So while you are dealing with this, this pain and the hurt of somebody who's close to you, probably somebody who you just never thought would do this to you, somebody who probably saw your tears, saw how hard it was for you to make it through this life, somebody who you probably told your secrets to, and now they are out there telling your secrets to everybody. They're out there showing pretty much who they are, their lack of character. You don't have to stoop to that level. You don't have to be that person who is an ass or an idiot or ignorant. You don't have to blindly go with the flow of anything. You don't have to blindly be the person who shits on someone else because they have shitted on you. Character is such a rare thing. And let me tell you, I am the person who I am because I know that there are so many people who need people like me. I know that if I have ever been in your life, you needed somebody to tell your secrets to. You needed somebody to define happiness for you. You needed somebody to show you a different way or a different level of love or understanding or trust. I know who I am because I have been through hell, pumpkin, and I'm coming with pails of water to help you. That's who I am. That's what I know about myself. And because I know this about myself, I can look at the person who may be talking about me or maybe shitting on me or maybe have something fucked up to say about me and honestly laugh. Because I know where you're coming from. I understand me enough to look at your situation and say, I feel sorry for you. I've been in your shoes. I understand what it's like to feel alienated. I understand what it's like to be in that box. I understand what it's like to be looking at something and wanting to do it so bad, but not knowing how to get to that point in my life. I understand exactly where you are, and maybe that's the Pisces in me. Maybe that's the Pisces in me. I understand absolutely every side of this, or maybe it's my growth. But I understand it to the point to where I'm not going to say it doesn't faze me, but I wish you well. And I have boundaries like a motherfucker. So a lot of us have gone through these points in our lives to where the people that we have loved the most, or the people that we have called family or friend or whatever, have been the person who has opened their mouths and trashed us and talked bad about us. And the crazy thing about it is, a lot of them don't even understand the level of disrespect that they have put on us. They don't even understand what they've done because they are so used to doing this. And so we look crazy to them for saying, I no longer want to deal with you because this is who you are. Character for me, and maybe this is just a Pisces thing, I don't know, but character is everything. Being a person of my word means everything to me. Even if you are not the type of person to stand behind your word, that's you. You can be whoever you want to be. But how do I call myself? And I don't call myself this. I actually am just in this role. I don't call myself a leader, but how am I to be a role model or anything of any such to my kid if I am a person who thrives on trashing somebody? How am I to be a role model if I thrive on tearing somebody down? I do myself and that person who's looking at me a disservice. And being that we are in this age and this stage of technology where everything is available, everything is at our fingertips, like, it takes absolutely nothing for us to realize our toxic behaviors. It takes absolutely nothing to realize that the world is changing around us, that maybe we should change too. Maybe we should adapt to a healthier state of mind. So no, I'm not going to stoop to your level. Just because you told all of my secrets doesn't mean that I'm going to be the person telling all of yours. I don't have to be that person. Because when I'm out of your life, it makes it that much more hurtful for you. It makes it that much more damaging for you. It makes it that much more shitty for you. Because then you have to deal with the wolves that I have left you with. So again, I hope that this video has reached you, and I hope that the new format, the new title, the new look, all of that or whatever is good for you. I would love to hear how you like it, what's going on. There's so much more coming up, so much more that I want to talk to you all about, so many more topics that we have to discuss and chat about. So like, subscribe. I'd love to hear your comments. I'd love to hear what you say. Thanks to Miss Melanin Brains. I love you, I love you, I love you, who has coached me and who has talked to me about resting, disconnecting, and getting back to myself. I love you guys.